Welcome to Where Does JavaScript Go in HTML, Part 1 of 3, as presented by CodeGearbox.com. My name is Jeff Darnell, and I'll be your instructor throughout this video. JavaScript is a scripting language that can be used to provide interactivity to your HTML document or web page. The location with where you put your JavaScript directly dictates when the script will be executed. For example, sometimes we may want the script to execute when a page loads. Other times, we may want your JavaScript to execute at another definitive time. In this lesson, we will discuss two locations with which you can place your JavaScript and how these placements affect the execution of your JavaScript. Breaking down JavaScript, we note that it's simply text that can be typed directly into any text editor like Notepad or TextPad, or any advanced HTML editor such as Visual Studio. We will use Visual Studio in this lesson. However, please note that Notepad or TextPad are completely capable of doing the exact same thing as we are doing in Visual Studio. There are four locations that JavaScript can be placed in order to be used in a web page. The first one is inside a set of HTML opening and closing script tags, which we will call a script block, and then placed within the head section of your HTML document. The second being inside a set of HTML opening and closing script tags, then placed in the body section of your HTML document. The third being in an external JavaScript file which has an extension of .js. And lastly, inside the opening tag of many of your HTML elements. Let's go ahead and open up our HTML editor and take a look at JavaScript placement. Now that we have our HTML editor open, let's go ahead and let's create a script block within the head section of our HTML document. First we need to do is we need to add the HTML script tag, an opening one and a closing one. Inside that script block, we're going to go ahead and add the alert function, which is just a standard function that JavaScript provides, but it's going to give us a visual representation of how and when the JavaScript goes ahead and is executed. In conjunction with our JavaScript, let's go ahead and add a little bit of regular HTML within the body section of our web page and see what that adds for us. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and, using the Control S, let's go ahead and save this document. Then we're going to go ahead and locate the document and double click on it to open it. Alright, when we open the document, let's go ahead and examine what occurs. First thing we note is we know that nothing has been rendered on the web page itself, and a pop-up box comes up with the content of our alert message. If we click on the OK button, then the page is rendered. So if we place the JavaScript block within the head section of our HTML document, it is obviously executed before the rendering of the standard portion of the web page. Let's go ahead and close this out and go back to our HTML editor. Let's now go ahead and, for the sake of experimentation, let's grab and copy that script block that we have, take it out of the head section, and let's place it in the body. Alright, go ahead and do a Control S for save. Locate your document, double click on it to open. It appears that we have the same exact result that we had previously. As you note, the pop-up. When we click OK, then the rest of the page is rendered. Let's close that out and try one more experimentation. Let's grab the script and let's copy it. Let's go ahead and erase it from above our heading or H1 block element and Control S. Then go ahead and find your HTML document and double click on it. So now we look at this and there has been something that has changed. We note that the content that was above the JavaScript has now been rendered then the JavaScript is executed. So placing JavaScript within the body portion of the HTML document is based upon positional. So when it renders the documentation of the HTML and then it also executes the JavaScript, it renders the stuff above it, then executes the JavaScript. And if we had content below it, then it would add it after the JavaScript. This concludes part 1 of 3 of Where Does JavaScript Go in HTML. We hope you enjoy. Thank you.